Melissa. I have a question. I went to my comic book store this past week, like I do every so often, bought me some comics, and then the guy that works at the shop, who I love to death, shout out to Joey, is like, hey, we're out of bags. So I'm putting it inside this other bag. It's just those like clear plastic, comic book bags, but for like the magazine size ones. Okay. So he's like, I can put it all in here. And I was like, that's fine. I don't really care. And he then like taps it and goes, well, you have to be careful. I was like, what do you mean? And then he responded, well, it's illegal to have a comic book open in a car in Norman, Oklahoma, which we don't live in, and that's not where the store is really located, but it's in the area, right?
Yes.
And I was like, huh, really? Like, I as the passenger can't sit there and read the thing, and I think he specified it's supposed to be if you're operating a motor vehicle, you cannot have an open comic book in the car.
Comic book specifically? You're
Yes.
allowed to read a John Grisham, but not a Mark Waid?
Something like that. I don't know. And so we left the shop, and immediately I looked at Rachel and goes, well, that's going on the podcast. So Melissa, my question to you is, do you know of any weird laws like that where you are? So I also had this book growing up. It's you can get one of those books at like Target or Walmart. It's like, here's 100 facts about this thing, or here's 1,000 facts you should know before you die. And this one was entitled something like donkeys can't be in bathtubs on Thursdays, and other weird laws around the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something like, in West Virginia, you can't have a donkey inside a bathtub on Thursdays. And it was just like, what? Why? Why is this even a thing? What is so illegal that what crime was committed?
Or like, who was so upset by this back in Deadwood times that they made it a law?
Exactly.
And then it's wacky that these things are still on the books. But also, if you heard of a local legislator taking the time to legally dissolve all of these old laws, I feel like people would also think, don't you have more important things to do? Aren't you busy? Why waste your time on that? So they're in this middle ground between, why do we have them? But also, is it worth the trouble to not have them?
Yeah, I mean, there are certain stuff like who would really put a donkey in a bathtub specifically on a Thursday? Does that happen more often than I am aware of? I don't know, but yeah, on the flip side of that, I can also see like, hey, just for the ease of use of like these lawmakers, like going through the law books and all that stuff and understanding their state law or their local law, right? We need to clear the cobwebs here and get these out. Like these no longer apply, right? But yeah, so do you know of any other kind of weird laws in Missouri?
I did not know of any, but I just Googled some. According to the Simon Law Firm, they have an interesting article here. No bathtub legs resembling animal paws in Kansas City.
There you go.
Kids are not allowed to take out the trash if the trash includes even an empty bottle of alcohol. Bottle that once held alcohol.
They might get a good sniff.
It's how they wrote this one. In St. Louis City, it is illegal for an on-duty firefighter to rescue a woman who is nude or wearing a nightgown. In order to be rescued, she must be fully clothed. Luckily, this is not enforced, and society has grown to understand that even those who are nude or underdressed deserve to be rescued from fires.
Maybe their clothes burned, right? Like they don't have anything.
Yeah.
And the guy's just like, well, good luck. And then walks away. God, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I tried to look up a few more before we hopped on the podcast here for Oklahoma. And it seems like there's a good mix of, like, this is such an old law that it's hard for us to really confirm that it was actually a law, or it's become like an urban legend of like, oh, there was supposedly this law, but no one can find anything about it, right? So there was apparently a law here in Oklahoma where you could not take a bite of someone else's hamburger. That was
but once you put cheese on it and it was a cheeseburger, then it was allowed?
That might be more letter of the law, spirit of the law. I don't know. But apparently it was the restaurant owners that noticed that people were buying hamburgers and then sharing it with people, and they were like, no, they need to buy more hamburgers. They need to buy our hamburgers. And so like, this is illegal. You can't do that.
I want the Perry Mason entirely for dumb laws.
Yeah. Now, Melissa, if I were to ask you where Oklahoma was on a map, you would be able to point out that one, right? It's a pretty easy one. Yeah. Well, apparently whaling is illegal in Oklahoma.
Just got to make sure. Just cover every base. What if something changes? If there is a disaster, if there's a massive earthquake, a Pangea level geographic change in America's structure, and there are whales in Oklahoma, we've already done the work. Laws on the books.
Right, yeah. We are a landlocked state with no known whales in the vicinity. Maybe that's why it is illegal. We used to have whales in Oklahoma.
There used to be whales all over the Great Plains.
Right?
And Oklahomans just decimated all of them.
Incredible. Let's see here. Here's an interesting one. Fish may not be contained within fish bowls while on a public bus.
That's despite one specific child.
Right. And screw that one kid in particular. Let's see here. Oh, well, yeah, this like some of these oddly make sense in a weird way, but are also oddly specific. In Bromide, Oklahoma, hopefully I'm saying that right, it is illegal for children to use towels as capes and jump off their houses pretending to be Superman.
Oh, Superman specifically. So if somebody wanted to jump off their roof with a cape around their neck pretending to be Doctor Strange,
right? Yes,
legally, they're protected.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, you know. I don't know, man. And then this, I found a article from Oklahoma Magazine called "Laws of the Land" from 2011, written by Patrick Nelson, I believe. Yeah. And he has a handful of interesting ones here, but there were some that obviously was like, I don't know if I can really back this up with actual fact. But then his last one here, similar to your firefighter one, women are not allowed to gamble nude in lingerie or while wearing a towel in shelter. There you go. Can't wear a towel.
That ruins all my fun.
Right? Exactly. I did see another one as I was looking that apparently at one point it was illegal in downtown Oklahoma City to walk backwards while eating a cheeseburger. And it was just like, what? Why? Like, was someone doing that and like knocked someone over and they had a heart attack? Right? Like,
yes, this killed somebody, and some concerned pearl-clutching mother insisted there be a law to make sure it never happened again. And that woman was successful.
It's so wild to me. Yeah, but then so the AI overview of Google, which I absolutely hate that this is a thing now because so many people are just looking at that as the like, and there's your answer, and then it's often wrong. According to the AI overview, it is actually not illegal to have an open comic book in Norman, Oklahoma. But I don't know, and they don't mention a car, so
yeah, it could just be open in your life,
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just had to ask because I remember that book that I had when I was younger. I'm sure I sold it at a yard sale or garage sale or something like that, or just got rid of it. But hearing that like unlocked that memory of like, oh, I have a book like that, or I used to.
Yes.
Now in our bathroom, we just have like, here's 101 dad jokes.
Good.
Right. Yeah. That's all we have. Melissa, how are you?
I'm good. I got a massage this week.
Ooh, how'd that go?
A whole one. It was fun.
There you go. Good.
Not just pleasurable and relaxing, truly fun. I'd never gotten one before. It was all surprise. I love to be surprised.
Nice. So my first question is, was this something you just did on a whim? Was this like, oh, you got gifted like a coupon to go to this thing, or was this provided by your job or something?
Several. Last year we did a little summer activity challenge, and I won a gift card to Massage Luxe. And this week we gave out the prizes for this year's version, and I thought, I haven't even used my prize from last year. I'd better do that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think it expires, but why lose $150 worth of rubbing if I don't have to?
$150 worth of rubbing. Great. And then you described this as fun. What was fun about it? Did you have a talkative masseuse and you guys got along really well?
At one point he sneezed. That was weird.
Like, wee! Is that what you did?
In my brain, I was like, we. You get on a table. The table's mechanical, so it rises up. That feels like a ride.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's going to touch next, but in like a good way.
Sure.
I wasn't provided like the syllabus before he started.
It's like it's like the chart you see at a butcher shop of all the cuts of meat, but it's like, here's number 1, here's number 2. We'll go in here first, and then we're skipping down to number 4.
There aren't subheadings like next I will perform 4.1.A. No, he's just all over the place. So just the element of surprise I found really gleeful. I'm on my stomach, and then he has me flip over onto my back, and I open my eyes, and I didn't know the room was dark.
Yeah.
I loved being surprised by the dark. I keep hearing him like rub the oil on his hands. I hear like the rubbing, but I don't hear where the oil comes from. I don't hear like a pump bottle. I didn't see anything when I came in, so I don't know where the oil comes from. I don't know if he just has like a big vat.
Oil, yeah.
He's a big vat that he dunks his hands in. I don't know if he has like a pouch. I don't know if it comes out of his wrists like Spider-Man.
Imagine a fanny pack just full of oil that you dip your hands in and just
I don't know. I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear where it came from. It's such a fun sensory experience, not just the pleasure of a massage, but
Sure, yeah.
I'm like hearing only some things, like the amount of senses that are turned off. You just have to rely on so little information and draw your own conclusions.
It's so
I crave
funny.
surprise. I crave mystery. This was a way to get all of that, but also, I don't know, relax my calves.
Right, yeah. Great stuff. Interesting. I don't like massages. I don't want to get one. I've thankfully always been a very relaxed, easygoing person. And when I do get tight and tense, I can feel it almost immediately. And I'm like, bad. Nope. Like, stop. Whatever it is, right? Like, to just go do something else, or like realize, I'm sitting in a weird position that's gotten like my shoulders real tense, right? But yeah, I don't. It's strange because I don't like people touching me in that way, but also physical touch is like a big love language of mine. Like, I don't mind being touched, but I like it needs to be from like the couple people, right? That I'm like, it's okay for you to do this.
As a longtime single, as an unsuccessful spinster aunt, I have realized I rely on things like massages and facials and mani-pedis and things like that to get any semblance of touch in my life. Not in a pervy way, but
Yeah.
this is what I have.
And you get to look nice at the end of it, right? Hell
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm beautiful, and maybe beautiful enough to attract a person who will touch me differently.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, if you thirst for surprise and stuff like that, you maybe have come to the right place, because here at the Whatnauts Captain's Log, we thirst for the taste of vengeance. Sometimes.
Done it again.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes vengeance, sometimes legend.
Exactly. This is the Whatnauts Captain's Log. My name is Kyle Springer. Of course, that is Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, what else have you been up to recently?
Saw a lot of films. Went to several different theaters.
There you go. Okay. I'm hoping to go see Shin Godzilla this next weekend. They are re-releasing it in theaters, and I haven't seen it yet. And it's been on my list for a while because of the guy that created it. Same guy who did Neon Genesis Evangelion. So I've been like, but I need to watch this, and I just haven't. So I'm going to go see it on the big screen, hopefully sometime next weekend.
Cool. Good goals.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything else new in a theater recently?
I have not. Naked Gun would have been the only thing I was kind of interested in. But I'm also, that was one I'm okay waiting to check it out down the road. But I've heard nothing but great things.
Stop it. Go. Get some help. The Naked Gun is a riot, and seeing it in a full theater is such a joy.
Yeah. That's every single thing I hear online is like, holy cow, I was impressed with like just the jokes per capita in this movie.
Dense.
Like the amount of props they made for like milliseconds of screen time is just wild. For it to just, there it is.
Yep.
That's it. Which is what I know the like police academy style stuff to be right. But I have not gone to check that one out yet. But yeah, you have a bunch of stuff written down here on our notes. Talk to me. What is Melissa's Cinema Corner?
I wanted to tell you that together, the Dave Franco, Alison Brie body horror romantic comedy is relevant to you, and that Dave Franco's character can't drive.
Okay, good. Melissa's sitting there. Wow, just like Kyle. Real representation matters.
It does. So if you need to see yourself on screen and then see yourself morph together with Allison Brie, you can see together.
I mean, wouldn't mind that.
Have you seen these Macy's commercials with Allison Brie?
No, I have not.
So you know how the Macy's logo has like a star where the apostrophe would go in Macy's? Like the NSYNC. She plays the star. She's not dressed as a star. She's dressed as a beautiful woman. She's dressed as an extremely elegant Allison Brie. But she's like, I am the star. I'm the embodiment of the star. I'm the embodiment of Macy's spirit of gifting. And in these commercials, she looks at you like she wants to dominate you. I've never seen, besides something that is obviously sexualized, like an Old Spice commercial, I've never seen a commercial spokesperson look at you like they want to have sex with you like that. It's weirdly intense. And then she has this wimpy little sidekick just simping over her like, yes, Miss Star, what do I get my dad for Christmas? And she's like, don't be silly. You're going to get him a Black & Decker drill or whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
They're strangely charged, these commercials.
It's interesting because I was a big fan of Community.
Yes.
Hashtag 6 seasons in a movie. They're still working on that movie. And it was really interesting because there is a bit of sexual energy between Alison Brie's character and God, what's the actress's name? She plays Britta.
Gillian Jacobs.
Yes, thank you. Like there was this like weird sexual tension, but it's the show being like, wouldn't it be hot if like the two hot women on the show like were kind of into each other, and it was kind of teased every so often, and then eventually they did a photo shoot together where they're like in lingerie, like having a fight in like bubble bads and stuff like that. It was just like you guys knew exactly what everyone was hoping for. And it feels like Macy's was like, but what if we could take that for our apostrophe?
What if an apostrophe was a star, and what if a star was a sexy woman who will boss you around?
The sexual energy of an apostrophe. Yeah. Good stuff. That's great.
I also saw Weapons.
I have heard good things.
Weapons might be one of the best films of the year. It's like Sinners tier. It's scarier than Sinners, but I think not too scary for you. It's more of a mystery than it is a horror film. It's very surprising, both structurally and what the ultimate cause and solution of the film's problems winds up to be.
Interesting. Okay.
I really recommend this. We got to see it in a pretty crowded theater. There's real laugh points. It's quite funny at times.
Okay.
And
good.
A great theatrical experience. See it before you know anything more about it.
Okay.
I'm somebody who is... I am an advocate for informed anticipation. Sometimes I think it's nice to see a trailer and know things about a movie and like have an expectation so that then you may have the joy of something exceeding that expectation or like really, really surprising you. But for this film in particular, I feel like go in knowing what you know now and don't let time slip by and catch more than you know right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about that one, too. I saw one post online that has kind of stuck with me the past couple of days. That was like, this person said, like, there was a point in the movie where I realized I was sitting in my chair with my mouth open, thinking to myself, this is a movie. And like
yes.
not in a like bad way, like, well, that was a movie, I guess, right? But like holy shit, this is a movie.
Yes. And it's,
so
you can see all of the ingredients that went into it. You can see its influences very clearly. But it still winds up being more than the sum of its parts. It is a new thing.
Good to know. Good to
Mhm.
know. Good to know. I liked their like red carpet premiere thing where they just staged a schoolroom with the like the students there like asleep and I guess like getting up and walking out or something in the midst of it, like at random times or something like that. That was neat stuff that they can do with that. But there you go.
All right, I've done 3. Would you like to take a break and now you do your 3 and then we return to my other films, my older films?
Yeah. You know what? Let's actually take a break. Let's do our housekeeping in the midst of this. And
this is the real surprise,
right? Yeah,
this is a weapons-esque structural shift I wasn't prepared for.
Indeed. Let's do some quick housekeeping to get that out of the way. So we will be right back. Thank you so much for checking out this podcast. We hope you're enjoying it. If you didn't know, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and a lot of hard work goes into making them, so we would love it if you check them all out. But none of this is possible without your support. Head over to patreon.com/thewhatnauts and you can get access to over 40 hours of exclusive content, including our Patreon first podcast, The Pilots Club, when you sign up at our $3 tier. Of course, there is a free version of the Pilots Club available, but episodes are exclusive to our Patreon for 2 years before they hit the free feeds. If you're interested in buying merch, we have shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more for sale over at thewhatnauts.com/store. Another great way to help us out is by subscribing and leaving a nice rating and review on your podcasting app of choice. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for video versions of the show, trailer reactions, and live streams. And lastly, you can always find out more information about the shows we make on our website, thewhatnauts.com. All right, we are back. Once again, a big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. We love you a lot.
Thank you
so much. Over on the Pilots Club this month, it's the Hardy Boys. We got to watch the first episode of the Hulu original show, The Hardy Boys. They're detectives that I remember from when I was a kid. I remember those books. And I thought, you know what? Why not check out the show, the new show? It ran for 3 seasons, so seemed to find some kind of success over there at Hulu. I think we had a good fun talk about the Hardy Boys, reminiscing down memory lane. And then on the free version of the Pilots Club, we released our episode on Veronica Mars. Which is kind of an honorary inductee to the Year of the Detective, which we have been doing this past year on the Pilots Club. But of course, this is one that we recorded 2 years ago. So Veronica Mars, go check out our talk on that. Let's see, right here on the Captain's Log. Last episode, we got to celebrate Luigi's birthday. Some random 70-year-old that Melissa saw they had balloons in their front yard. That was that. Happy birthday, Luigi. Also, we have reached over 1,000 episodes as a whole at the Whatnauts, between all of our different podcasts, all of that stuff, and somehow we let that milestone go by without recognizing it. So happy belated 1,000 episodes to us. We also got to talk about the Fantastic Four and the Bear season 4. So go check out our thoughts on that on the previous episode of the Captain's Log. And then over on the review show, we just released our episode on The Terrifics. We read the first 2 volumes. If you guys watched Superman and really, really enjoyed Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho and wanted to know more about them, this book has those two as some of the main characters, and it's also kind of a riff on the Fantastic Four. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get like more of what you want from Superman and Fantastic Four, you know? So good stuff. Go read some comics. And then coming up on the review show, we are, for the second time ever on the review show, we are covering a regular book, a book. We are reading the book called Secret Identity by Alex Segura. This is a crime noir murder mystery set in kind of the early days, height of the comics era, back when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were at the height of their careers, making some great stuff. So go check it out. This is the second time I'm reading it. I've listened to the audiobook once before. I bought the physical for this one, but I'm listening to the audiobook and reading along with the book, and that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, good stuff. I hope you're enjoying it so far, Melissa.
I haven't had a lot of time to read, so I haven't even gotten to the murder yet.
I will say the murder does take place some ways into the book.
Okay.
In that sense, I will say that I appreciate that it spends time with a lot of these characters instead of just murdering someone off that you don't really know that well, right? So get to spend some time with the characters before bodies start dropping. So
okay. Whoa.
There you go. Good fun. Go check out Secret Identity, because that is coming up next week on the review show. But let's get back to our cinema corners. Did you still want me to talk about the few things I wrote down on mine before you get back to yours?
Yes. Okay. Let's sandwich this. Sure,
sounds good. So yeah, I've been watching a ton of stuff, catching up on things. So I pulled out a few that I really, really enjoyed. I'll start with The Eyes of Wakanda. This is the new Marvel animated show. There's only 4 episodes of this. They're pretty short. It's an anthology about the war dogs of Wakanda. These are the people that left Wakanda to kind of be spies in different time periods. And it's often about them trying to recover a relic or a relic that has then been built around a piece of vibranium. They're trying to get the vibranium back. And I enjoyed it overall. I like the animation style. I think it's a lot more. It's both more stylized and more refined than I think what you get in What If, especially since it is like very African inspired in the way like the character designs are and the architecture for what you see in Wakanda and stuff. But you also get to see them out of that context too, which is neat and interesting. I will say I liked the second 2 episodes a lot better than I liked the first 2.
Okay.
I think the first 2 are kind of whatever. The second 2, fantastic, incredible stuff. So yeah, go check it out. It's an easy, quick watch to go see Eyes of Wakanda. And hopefully they make some more down the road. I think that'd be neat. Staying in the animation wheelhouse, over on Hulu, they released Predator: Killer of Killers a handful of weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point, I'm not sure. And I had heard good things, and I finally checked it out, and yeah, good stuff. That was awesome. I have to say I liked that better than Eyes of Wakanda. It is also kind of an anthology. It's an anthology that like culminates in the end, like the 3 separate stories combining into one story at the end, which is interesting. But what's his name? Dan Trachtenberg or something like that?
Yep, Dan Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg, thank you. 2 for 2 so far on his Predator stuff. So I'm hoping...
And more Predator yet to come later this year.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I saw the trailer of that for the first time last time I was at the movie theaters, I think. And I was like, oh, I like that. That looks cool. They just have one of the Wayland Yutani robots as like, you're my friend now. You will help me out. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But go check out Predator Killer of Killers. I liked it a lot. Great action. I like how these stories do kind of come. Like I said, it's an anthology, but those 3 stories come together into a 4th bit at the end that I think is neat. Moving on, though, also on Hulu, there is a show called 9 Puzzles. This is a K-drama that I had heard briefly about online. Checked it out because it was a serial killer show. Their calling card is a puzzle piece, and the pieces are coming together to show a bigger picture, of course. And yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun with that one. I definitely recommend checking it out. A lot of crime shows, especially a lot of K-dramas, I'm starting to realize this in particular, like the trope of the like team of detectives and the 2 detectives being just wildly different in personality from each other. Yeah. It's a classic trope, but I'm now realizing that they do it so much in K dramas. Like almost every single like crime cop show, like that is in there. But this was an interesting one because it is a detective who's not old, but he's not young. He's like middle-aged. And he had that one case that he couldn't solve, right? But his main suspect grew up to then become a profiler and is now the other detective that is working with him. So he's still suspecting her.
That seems like
I think you did this one thing way back in the day, but I could be wrong. But I don't know.
That seems like an obvious conflict of interest. I wouldn't put those 2 together. Well, sometimes 2 detectives are mismatched in a comic way, and sometimes you think, this is just bad management. I think you need a new chief of police. They're not making smart staffing decisions.
So she's a profiler. I don't know if she is technically... I guess they do call her lieutenant. But I don't know enough about how the Korean justice system works. I know there's like a separation, like there's the prosecutors who are kind of like our lawyers, but I've seen other shows where it's like, well, the cops can make an arrest, but they can't really prosecute unless the prosecutors do this. So cops are sometimes very ineffective. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So for her to be a profiler, that was new to me. Of like, I'm certain they have them out there in Korea, but I don't know the history or like how prevalent they are, or if it's like to be one, you're not a cop, you're like a third party company and you consult with us or something like that, which is kind of the vibes that I got from time to time in this show. But they do call her lieutenant. So but it was the show starts out with her uncle being murdered, and she was the only one on the scene, which is why it's like, oh, you're the main suspect, you were right there. So she became a profiler to catch the killer, because the cops couldn't figure it out, even though she's also was the main suspect back in the day. So that one was fun. Go check it out. I had a blast with that. And then, Melissa, have you seen Paradise? The also Hulu original show.
Not yet.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. this might need to be one we revisit next year.
Okay, I'm down for that.
Good. I think you would enjoy it quite a bit.
You know, I love to talk about anybody who's from St. Louis, and Sterling K. Brown is.
Good.
So you've got me.
He kills it. And James Marsden plays the president of the United States. He's incredible in that role. And then the actress, I don't remember her name. It's like Chris something, who played Danielle Poole in For All Mankind.
Yes.
She's also in this show.
Oh, terrific.
So I had a blast. I cannot wait to see where season 2 goes. Because I think they're in the midst of production or about to start on that one or something like that. But yeah, it's really good. I'd heard good things. I knew it was supposed to be really good. But going in, even expecting that was just like, oh, holy shit, this is good. I really like this. So exceeded expectations. So
good
that is
to know.
My
we will
cinema corner.
We will put it on the list for next year.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Speaking of TV shows starring actors from St. Louis, Arkaden Cinema Bar, which is a bar that in their back room put up a projector and like 3 or 4 rows of theater seats, and they just play all kinds of random stuff. I mean, very well curated. They had swimming pool weekend a couple weeks ago. It was all movies set in and around swimming pools. So I got to see an old, like mid-century aqua ballet movie with the synchronized swimmers and the fountains and all of that. That was really fun. That was called $1 Million Mermaid. Okay. And then I saw a movie called The Swimmer. This is a 1968 film starring Burt Lancaster. And he's like some high society louse. He lives in a community where like everybody has a mansion. He goes to some party at his friend's house. He crashes there. The next morning he gets up, he takes a swim in their pool. And they mention that one of their neighbors just put in a new pool. And he realizes on his route home, there is a string of different pools. And he thinks, I will swim my way home.
Are they remaking this one? Is that why they were showing? Because isn't there some other movie coming out or being made that has that same premise that they're like hopping in pool to pool in people's backyards on their way home or something?
No, I've not specifically heard that they're remaking this. If they are, I completely forgot that news. There is the upcoming Pixar film Hoppers, but that is about what if you could put your brain inside the body of a beaver? So it's very different.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see if they are remaking this.
They should. I mean, I loved this movie, but I think it would be very fun to see a new version of it.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything immediately. I see like The Swimmers, which was a 2022 film, but that seems like it has nothing to do with it. The Swimmer from 2021, some Olympic movie or some Olympic swimmer hopeful.
I'm not sure what it is you're thinking about. I wish I could help you. I agree that you're thinking about something. I don't think you made this up, but I can't tell you what the thing is that you think you know. Only that I do think I might also know it.
I think it's
but no further information.
It's a movie called Pools. That says it dives into the chaotic life of Kennedy, a rebellious college student who has to one day to get her life together or face expulsion. Rather than conform, she recruits a misfit crew for a spontaneous night of pool hopping through the lavish backyards of her college town.
Okay, this maybe inspired by the swimmer. We've got Mason Gooding in this. I love Mason Gooding. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I was thinking of. Cool.
All right, cool. This does seem like Gen Z, the swimmer.
Right, yeah.
So in the swimmer, Burt Lancaster realizes he can swim his way home by just walking to somebody's backyard, getting in their pool, swimming across their pool, getting out, walking to the next backyard.
Right, yeah.
And they're like, don't you want to, that'll take all day. Don't you want to drive home? And he's like, no, it's a fun challenge. And this is what he does. It's such a dreamy, strange movie. He's just running around barefoot. He's meeting all of these characters that feel so representative. The whole thing feels like this is going to be a dream. He's dead. It's purgatory. He's in a coma. This is not a real world remotely. He does all these buffoonish things. Like he hops into one backyard pool and he realizes one of the girls there used to babysit his daughters years ago, but now she's grown up to like a college age girl. And she confesses like, oh, I always had a crush on you. And the two of them go swim together in a couple pools. And at one point, as they're walking across a field, they find like a horse pen. And they just run through the horse pen like they are horses and they do the jumps.
Lord.
I really loved it.
Good.
It's such a, it was described as booze-soaked suburban nightmares. And I think it is that. And that's exactly what I want. I really recommend seeking it out. It's such a strange time.
Cool.
But before that, as the pre-show for this movie, they played an episode of Mad Men that was inspired by this movie, where Don Draper is like getting divorced, and to kind of work things out, he like swims at the YMCA pool every day and is just trying to like build a routine back for himself. It's not as close as I would have wanted it to be, but close enough. And I know very little about Mad Men. I saw the pilot of Mad Men when it first came out. I know. This is my TV show shame.
Yeah.
I've considered like throwing the rest of our calendar away and just forcing myself to watch Mad Men. But it was really fun to just see a episode of Mad Men from seasons later. Yes, no context at all. Fun to try and catch up to that.
Yeah. Melissa, that needs to be your holy grail, so to speak.
We have tossed around the idea of doing Shame Timber has always been movies. One thing I did consider this year is that you and I both watched season 1 of a show that's on our Shame Timber. And then possibly we audition one of them for an ongoing series next year, where then we come back and watch the whole rest of it.
Yeah. Good stuff, though. What else have you watched? Because you have a few things on here that I don't recognize, or you have one that I barely even know how to pronounce, but I don't even know if that's what you're going to be talking about next.
Yes. I also went to High Point Cinema for their 35 millimeter showings for Widescreen Wednesdays. I was so lucky to check the calendar this week and see what they were playing, because they were playing a movie that has been on my to-watch list for over 20 years. It's a movie I've pitched to you before on the review show. I've never had the occasion to see it. This is Synecdoche, New York.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I am pronouncing that correctly, because they don't really say this word in the movie. This is a Charlie Kaufman film. So the guy who did Being John Malkovich, an adaptation, and I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And this is a movie where Philip Seymour Hoffman plays this hypochondriac who feels like his body is falling apart, and also his marriage is falling apart. And he's a theater director, and he has a crush on this other woman who is in his theater troupe, and his life's kind of a mess. But he does get a MacArthur Genius Grant that seemingly gives him unlimited money to do whatever creative project he wants. And he decides to make a play about truth as true and as accurate of a play as he can do about life there in New York City. And he buys this preposterously large, like, abandoned airplane hangar and starts building a smaller New York inside of it and casting all of these actors and doing these rehearsals for an immersive, true-to-life play about everyday life in New York City. And this goes on for years. He is constantly working on this thing. He works on it until he dies. And he has to cast himself. He gets an assistant. He has to cast the assistant. And then the more they are working with those actors, he thinks, now I need to cast actors to play the actors in addition to those actors playing us. It goes down so many levels. They have to build a smaller New York inside the small New York. And then they have to build a smaller one. And then as the movie progresses, as it goes decades into the future, there's some unnamed disaster. Some dystopia has hit real New York City, and people are banging on the doors to be let in because they think this small New York is safe. But the play's not ready yet, so nobody's allowed in.
Good Lord.
Very dreamy, very strange, very funny. It's a Charlie Kaufman movie. You get what you think you're going to get.
Okay. Good stuff.
And this theater was packed. So many people were there. They all clapped at the end.
Nice.
They were very into this. And then a movie I watched at home just on Tubi with commercial breaks. A much less fine way to see the film and to appreciate it. I saw the Coen brothers' The Hudsucker Proxy for the first time.
Oh, okay. I did not know what this was by name. So I guess it's a Coen brothers one I was not aware of.
This came out after Barton Fink and before Fargo. It's a notorious flop. It
might be why
something
I never
they
heard
like.
of it.
It's like the largest budget they ever got, and they did what they thought was going, like a movie that was both personal, but also they thought people will like this, right? No, people did not like it. They didn't see it. It was not widely regarded for a long time, but like critical consensus has come around to it. I adored this movie. This is such a Melissa movie in like these very specific primal ways I can't really describe.
How important is this red hula hoop?
Oh, the whole movie's about hula hoops.
Oh, well, all right. There you go. Yeah, here I see some screen and he's like pointing at a little circle. And then I see a picture of him. He's just hula hooping away in his red little hula hoop.
Just hooping. So there's this company called like Hudsucker Industries. The boss dies. And nobody was set up for him to die. So like none of the remaining board members like have any share in the company. Like the boss had all the shares in the company. And because he didn't leave a will, like they're just going to be like sold back to the public or whatever. So as a gimmick to try and get shares of the company, all of these board members say, let's bring in a dummy CEO. Let's just bring in the dumbest guy possible. Let's wreck the reputation of the company so that all the stock is like dirt cheap. Then we will buy all the stock ourselves once we can afford to do so. Then we will repair the reputation of the company and the stock will skyrocket. And like, then we can sell it off for an actual profit. So they're trying to make money. And they just hire this like dumb hayseed guy who came off the bus from Muncie, Indiana to be the CEO. And his big idea is the hula hoop. And they make the hula hoop. And whoops, the hula hoop actually does very well. And now the company is successful. And the board is like, but we didn't want the company to be successful. The point is that he was supposed to come in here and fail. It's
he had a scoop on the hoop.
It's a magic realist business fable. And you know my love of unnecessarily large sci-fi rooms. Mm-hmm. This movie is all unnecessarily large business rooms.
There you
just
go.
Vast, cavernous offices that have a desk in them. And everybody in the movie talks like a cartoon character. Like he goes to see a receptionist and she's like, "You're not on the schedule. Do you have an appointment?" Everybody talks like that.
Amazing.
His love interest is a reporter and she's like, "Yeah, see, I got the scoop." It's all this extremely heightened living cartoon. But it's not colorful. It's all gray and geometric.
Would this be a
cold
good like 1-2 punch if you did this and Megalopolis?
Megalopolis is too colorful.
I mean, yeah. But like it feels like there is this like almost cartoonish dream-like quality to it that Megalopolis at its worst moments, which let's be honest, has quite a lot of them, is also like just cartoonish in like what it's trying to do.
They're less alike than I think you think they are. Megalopolis is a fever dream and an unreality. The Hudsucker Proxy is a thing you recognize, but a thing you've never seen like living human adults do. It's more akin to Dick Tracy or like Batman Returns. It's very Batman Returns.
Okay. Gotcha. Interesting.
I adored it. That's what I watched this week. I hope I can catch that in a theater someday too.
Good stuff. Let's jump on over to our pop culture lightning round. Melissa, you wrote this first one down. I have not seen the trailer for this yet.
I put this on here for you to watch it specifically. I should have labeled it.
I have it pulled up so I can watch it now on the podcast. If you
go do that
live Kyle reaction to the trailer for The Rental Family. Let's make this full screen there. I hit play immediately and was shocked from the first.
So there were a number of trailers that came out in the last 2 weeks for sort of award buzzy festival movies that are just getting their theatrical mainstream releases in the coming months. So there was a bunch of things that were very exciting to me. I picked this one out because it felt like a particularly Kyle movie.
Okay. It's looking interesting so far.
In Rental Family, Academy Award winner Brendan Fraser plays an actor who lives in Japan, playing token white guy roles. And he's not getting the same roles he used to get. Yeah. And he starts getting roles not for film or TV or commercials, but for people's private lives. You know, like... Yeah. And this is based on a real thing where there are white actors getting jobs in Japan just to like be in a boardroom and look like they are investors from American companies who are interested in this Japanese company, so that other Japanese investors are like, "Wow, looks like you're really on the up and up. I should invest in this too."
They have stuff like that. They also have like, I can hire someone to just come cuddle with me. That's it. Just hang out and cuddle. Let's watch a movie. That's it. Right.
The loneliness epidemic. But Brendan Fraser gets a job playing supposedly the father of this young girl who had a white dad, who I guess is not deceased or no longer in the picture. And her mother's like, if I can't get her to meet her real dad, will you play her dad for her?
Yeah.
And go to these family events with us.
Yeah. Yeah, that trailer looked incredible.
It looks very sweet.
Looks like
a nice
feel-good kind of film.
Yeah. Nice travelogue of Japan. I think I know that museum they go to with all the projections on the walls. I think I've seen that in travel videos. It should be pretty to look at.
Good stuff. Yeah, that looked fantastic. I'll have to keep that on my radar. Comes out near my birthday too, so
Nice.
Good stuff with that. We have like the tail end of Comic-Con stuff that we are getting to here. It was happening, I think, last time we recorded. So a few other little tidbits have come out since then, or shortly after, to hopefully like not get buried under all sorts of other stuff. Melissa, we got a bunch of pictures of Spider-Man. J. Jonah Jameson is so happy right now.
Get it.
They
teased.
Yes.
Speaking of pictures of Spider-Man, I need to tell you that the Hudsucker Proxy is co-written with Sam Raimi.
Okay.
He did some second unit directing, so you can really see his style in some parts of it, and it also features a small Bruce Campbell role. So there is some Sam Raimi Spider-Man, that larger-than-life operatic pulp sensibility is there in the Hudsucker Proxy. Please continue.
Interesting. Yeah, we got a bunch of pictures of Spider-Man because he apparently has a new suit in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And so they released a like 4-second teaser initially that was just like, and here's a shot of the logo, and that's
zooming over it like it's a sports car.
Right, yeah. And then we got a little bit longer teaser of Tom Holland in the suit walking up and being like, well, I'm ready to go on set. Here I am. And then we've just gotten all kinds of set photos and stuff like that. Melissa, have you seen the videos of I'm not sure if it's Tom or his stunt double doing the swinging?
Oh, not yet.
I
saw him on top of the tank.
Practical swinging to this new movie. And they're on this like giant truck with this like giant scaffolding machine thing on the back of it as it's slowly like rolling down the street, and the actor is on these like stringy bungee jump like things as he's swinging. It's so neat.
Destin, thank you for bringing us practical swinging.
But yeah, all the pictures of the Spider-Man suit just look incredible. It's not felt, but it's less rubbery and like it's less like it's high tech, stark technology suit, right? It feels much more like he made this suit. Maybe he has a little bit of resources, but like back to like, this is a much simpler suit.
Yes, there is some storytelling there with the suit. I'm never very excited about a new suit. I don't know if you feel differently. They're obsessed with each microscopic change in webbing or tactical pads or whatever.
Yeah.
They blur together.
We want pictures of Spider-Man, damn it.
I guess that's true. We have proven it. People are obsessed with suit, and I'm like, wait, show me something else. I know he'll look like himself, and I'll recognize him. Yeah, he's not wearing a tuxedo. Talk to me when he's wearing a tuxedo.
Because oddly enough, the suit that Spider-Man is wearing, whether it's in the comics or in the movies or the cartoon, kind of helps define what kind of story it's going to be, right? Like, he is smart enough to design some high-tech suit, or he can get one from Tony Stark, right? Where it's some high-tech, super sleek invisibility cloaking with missiles in like belted, right? And like that tells that he's gonna be doing some kind of world threat, right? Not just his little block in New York, right? But if it is simpler, toned down, it looks like cloth, right? That is like, okay, he's gonna be fighting Sandman and the Stilt Man and Vulture and right, so like I like that. I like that they have said like this is definitely going to be a much more of a street level film. We've gotten a couple casting announcements, or not announcements as in like new people, but returning actors. Michael Mando, who played the Scorpion in the first one, in that like post-credit scene of the first one. And I think he's briefly in the second one. Is that right? I don't remember. But he is reprising his role as Scorpion in this one. And then they said Mark Ruffalo is going to be making an appearance as Hulk.
Fun.
I've heard talk of Mr. Negative being
Me
in
too.
this one. So I don't think we've gotten a casting announcement on that yet. But
Yes.
I'm excited to see that because he's a much more recent villain in the comics, and he's been a big player in the recent Spider-Man video games, which have been a huge hit for PlayStation. So I think a lot of people are ready for Mr. Negative on the big screen. That should be fun. And then over on the animated side of Spider-Man news, they announced a Spider-Punk movie with Daniel Kaluuya and Ajon Singh writing it. And we're assuming that Daniel Kaluuya is reprising his role. So I don't, like, all this was that it's in development. So who knows when this is coming, if it will actually end up being made and coming out. But I think that's an interesting choice.
Fan favorite.
Yeah. So I hope this works. But that's all the Spider-Man news fit to print. Stephen Yeun is going to be voicing adult Zuko in the live action Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender movie.
Well, hold on. Is he voicing it or is it live action? Zuko a CGI character like Jar Jar Binks?
Right. No, yeah. I'm pretty sure this Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, is a live action one, I think. Let me see. Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, upcoming fantasy, maybe not animated, it looks like. Because their official logo looks like it's animated. I don't know. But let's go with animated. And if it happens to be live action, that might be an interesting surprise that comes with its own connotations. But yeah, Stephen Yeun, at the very least, voicing adult Zuko, which is interesting because he already has a character in the Avatar universe, Avatar 1, the first Avatar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And we don't know if that character is going to be involved in this movie at all or not, but it's kind of an interesting choice to reuse that actor. It's not unheard of in animation stuff or in live action to just reuse an actor, different character, one that they liked to work with, right? But yeah, that was an interesting piece of news with that. I'm a big fan of the Last Airbender Avatar stuff. Yeah. In Star Wars news, Matt Smith has apparently been cast as one of, if not the villains in Star Wars Starfighter. Yeah, this is the new Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling. I believe Mia Goth is in that too, I think, right?
I think so.
Yeah, then Matt Smith as the villain is an interesting choice.
I feel like I've seen him play a lot of villains.
Yeah.
Morbius, others.
I'm interested to see what they do with this movie because I feel like this is such a outside of the box Star Wars movie. I mean, it's not far-fetched, but like it's just like, okay, they're taking a step kind of outside the initial like Skywalker saga and surrounding areas, right? It's like this can be its
environs.
Own thing. Yeah.
Have you seen the trailers for Project Hail Mary?
Yes, I have.
That looks fun.
It does look fun.
Incredible that we've got so much Ryan Gosling in space to look forward to.
Right. I have heard, though, that the book is also really, really good. And a lot of people are mad at the trailer because there's a major spoiler in the trailer, which I think we all, if you've seen the trailer, you know what it is.
But then I also heard people say there's way more in the book than what's in the trailer. Like,
sure,
you think you think you know more than you're supposed to know in the trailer. I assure you, there are way more tricks up its sleeve.
Okay, yeah.
For all the complaints about trailers showing too much, I have not seen any postmortems after somebody has seen the film where they go back and analyze the trailer and determine was that ratio of information correct or not.
How dare they?
We need to come full circle on these. We need to make sure that we are righting any wrongs we have given to trailers.
Yeah. But yeah, Ryan Gosling in space. I'm A-okay with that. Let's see. Up next, new Die comics have been announced by Karen Gillan. Now, Melissa, we have covered the first 2 volumes of Die. Let's see. I'm pulling up our podcast on episode 232 of the review show. And I think there was only 3-4 volumes of that. I don't remember off the top of my head how much there was in total. But that story had seemed to be done. And then shortly after Comic-Con, Image Comics started posting pictures of dice. And it was a countdown. It was a dice with the number 4, dice with the number 3, dice with number 2, dice with the number 1, and then they announced more die.
The sequel to Die is Dice.
Yeah. I think it's just a new story in that universe, because the tagline was "The game is never over." So something about that game that already had something go very wrong for a lot of those kids.
Die was good, again. But it was upsetting. I don't think I'm going to be reading more of it, but Godspeed.
Yeah, it is a fan favorite. People really like that one for sure. So yeah, good stuff with that. That's our pop culture lightning round, though. F1 corner is going to be even faster than that. They had the Hungary Grand Prix. McLaren got a 1-2 lockout, and now we're off for a handful of weeks for summer break. That's it.
When I die and my brain spits out the final words, the final memory of my life, it's just going to be the phrase, and it's a McLaren 1-2.
On her deathbed, her last words.
I have not been here very long, but that has already happened so many times.
Which is like, interesting.
What if this is the rest of my life? A McLaren 1-2.
So what's interesting is that you came in at a great time, because there is such a variety. There's such a variety of people who are winning, and the actual drivers' championship right now, Oscar and Lando are separated by like 8 or 9 points, which is just intense. And it's on the same team. Like, they're on the same team, so McLaren is probably gonna win the constructors.
This is a very cinematic season.
But between them, it's just like, what is gonna happen? Because like they are allowed to fight and race each other. And a couple races ago, we saw that happen where Lando tried to make a move on Oscar, and it was just a terrible move on Lando's part, and he crashed and he was out of the race, right? And that means a big jump in points from Oscar.
They are allowed to race. They are not allowed to fight. I don't think they're allowed to go into a gladiatorial pit against each other.
Chaos.
Kumite. Right? Kumite.
What's it that they yelled in the F1 movie? Was that chaos or was
warfare?
That
warfare.
Combat? It was Plan C. Combat. Yeah, combat.
That's the secret Fight Club. That movie had veiled messages in it, like how The Shining is secretly about the moon landing. F1 the movie is about the secret F1 driver Fight Club.
No, but like it's not just exciting for that close race between those two drivers. You have a number of other drivers also winning, not only podiums but like in first place, right? Whether it's Charles or George Russell, right? Like there's a good variety. Max is still up there taking them, whereas the handful of years before was all Max. It was Max.
The Max show featuring Max, the Max band, and the Max dancers.
Right. Yeah.
Opening act is Max. This year we've had like there's standard activity, but at every race is at least one weird surprise. We're like, oh wow, Nico's P3, or like, wow, Bortoletto's actually in the top 10. Like, there's always at least one wild card thing that happens. It's just normal enough for you to know what the sense of normal is, and then have that be broken race after race.
Yeah. But I have seen a number of people mention online of like, yeah, I tried to get into F1, but Max just kept winning everything. So it was really boring. And at that, I'm like, I understand, but also it's not just about who wins the race, right?
Yes.
There's
a lot of other stuff happening
and interesting stuff happening. And I think even if a certain team or a certain driver is having a dynasty, right, you can find enjoyment in this. It's not difficult, but I also understand, like, Max won again, right? Max won
what are we to do?
McLaren won too, right? So,
but the order of the 1-2 keeps flip-flopping around, and that's the exciting part.
It does, yeah. Indeed. Well, Melissa, I say we wrap things up right there. Keep it fairly short. I mean, I guess we've been an hour and 20 ish. So let's wrap it up right there. Melissa, where can the people get in contact with you?
Email me with your ideas for new hula hoop inventions to yourhostmelissa@gmail.com.
Was it a skip it? Remember those things that went around your foot and it spun around? Yeah, and you had to hop over it.
Skip it, the bop it.
Right, yeah. Incredible.
All activities in the Millennial Olympics.
Right, yeah. If you guys want to find me, I am at Yo Kyle Springer. And if you'd like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at The Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky. So please go like, share, and subscribe. That would help us out a ton. If you're watching this on YouTube, go check out more of our videos right over there on that side of the screen. That would help us out a bunch as well. And this has been, number 302 of The Whatnauts Captain's Log? We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.